And so we just wrapped up prejudging, and what everyone is talking about, what everyone came to see, is the pro debut of Sam Sulek. As soon as Sam Sulek walked out on stage, the crowd erupted. He had the most cheers by far than everyone in the entire competition. And was Sam Sulek on? He was. Sam Sulek, he really brought it to the stage. He was peeled, he brought the conditioning, and he had much more size than ever before. And not only that, he did in fact bring a proper tan. We watched his video earlier today where he shared his secret. You have to wash your body with dish detergent.
Extra all over the place with the Dawn dish soap, because the idea would be if you really completely clean off your skin, no oils, no nothing, well, that first layer of tan is gonna kind of just stick and absorb a little better.
Not regular soap, not scrub, but dish detergent of all things. And so perhaps Mr. Mike is paying attention for his next competition. In comparison, Wesley Vissers, I believe he was auditioning for his role as the Incredible Hulk. He looked every bit the size of Lou Ferrigno in his prime. And so when we first got to see Sam out on stage, he was standing right next to former Arnold Classic champion Wesley Vissers. And so what you immediately could see is that Wesley Vissers is far superior to Sam Sulek, but everybody knew that. Wesley, who stands at 6'3", weighing over 250 pounds, made Sam look a little bit small, but he essentially made everyone look a little bit small. Sam Sulek, he described that he weighed in at 224 pounds. He was 229 pounds the day before, cut his water at 6, only had 1,500 calories that day, and didn't carb up until after the weigh-in.
Height it in exactly as I thought, 5'11 and a half. So if you thought I was 5'4", not even, ask the IFBB, legit 5'11 and a half, 224. So now, well, we know what time it is now. Let's go back to the hotel room.
He consumed 1,750 grams of carbs. That's 7,000 calories of carbs in his carb up. And so Sam Sulek, he knew he had to bring in the fullness. He only consumed about 1.25 liters of water. And so he did appear to be bone dry. And so, as expected, Sam did not make the first call-out, of which there was only 4 competitors. But he is, in fact, in the second call-out. Now, mind you, there are only 10 competitors in total. 2 people did not make it. Mike Sommerfeld didn't make it, unfortunately. And another man, he got injured. And so that opened the door for several other competitors. And so once Sam was called into the second call-out, there were 6 athletes. Now, if Sam were on the side, this area, or here, that would mean he would be fighting for 9th and 10th position, but he was not. They moved him over 1 position, and so what it means is that Sam is going to place somewhere between 7th and 8th. He is beating out 2 competitors in this supremely competitive lineup of only 10 men who are of invite only. And so what I do believe is going to happen is that Sam is going to place 8th. 8th in his very first pro show at the Arnold. That is an amazing accomplishment. And the reason Sam was able to place 8th versus 9th and or 10th is he carries a significant amount of size. If you compared him to 9th and 10th place finishers, he simply outsizes these guys. He outmasses them. And if I had to pick my favorite body part on Sam, his favorite pose, if you will, it's his Christmas tree. When Sam turns to the rear and he shows off the striations in his lower back, I do believe he has the best Christmas tree in the entire competition. But he doesn't have as classic a shape as many of the other competitors. His waist isn't as small. He doesn't quite have the X-frame of some of these competitors, but he does have a significant amount of size, and he did look like he fit the part. His quads feathered, striations everywhere, and you could tell that he had done his homework. And so Sam did amazing, but in comparison to the first call out, in particular the top 2, which is between Wesley Vissers and Minigate, bro with the mustache, he kind of looks like Sebum. I'm telling you, these guys are larger than life. They're enormous, perhaps 6'2", 6'3". They're huge. And Wesley Vissers, I do believe, had slightly less striations than Minigate, but bro looks like the Incredible Hulk. The side chest, the striations, the shoulders, the mass, the amount of detail that he fits into his back. He simply outsizes the rest of the competition. Now, is it close? I do believe it's extremely close. However, wasn't a fan of his tan. Guys, honestly, I'm not saying this because it's a joke to Mr. Mike, but if he does in fact lose, I would blame it on having an improper tan.
Seriously.
How green was it?
Yeah, it was so bad. He stood out just because.
He stood out not only because he's 6'3", 250 plus pounds, and has amazing muscle. It's incredible. But the tan, it wasn't it. It was the worst tan in the lineup. And so had he brought the perfect tan, the tan that Sam had, I do believe it would have been lights out. But it's wide open. It could go either direction. But personally, I'm still giving it to Wesley. The little bicep pose when he's doing this, the sheer mass, the size of the back, the width of the shoulders, the details, the muscular pose. Can you tell I'm amped up? I just watch these guys compete. It's an amazing experience. Striations from left to right, everywhere. Incredible. You could see he put on significant amount of size. Rounding up the top three, I do believe it's going to be the Italian sensation, a shorter man, shorter statue. I believe the only reason he's not winning is because he's too short. He's a manlet, perhaps like Coach Keg, perhaps not as short as me, but in comparison to Wesley, who's just perhaps 8 inches taller, he carries so much more size, but he has great shape, he looks amazing, and so that's how I see it as being in your top three. And so being there in person with great seats, I'm sure it's different than you're seeing on the big screen. I heard that the feed went down as these men went through their comparisons, and so perhaps many of you weren't able to see the comparisons in detail, but being there in person and seeing it live, you can see every single detail. And so if I'm giving Sam some more advice, as he is in fact competing in 3 weeks, who knows, perhaps he'll watch this video, what he needs to do is be more consistent with his posing. His back double bicep, he had at one instant forgotten to flex his glutes. Guys, at this level, almost everyone is sub 5% body fat. Many of them have cross-striated glutes from top to bottom. Sam, at some points, was relaxing his glutes, not flexing them, and not flexing his hamstrings as much as humanly possible. And so as he hits the back pose, you're impressed by the size and details of his back. Remember, the most incredible Christmas tree. As you glance down, you're thinking, don't forget to flex your glutes, the hamstrings. And so if he can not forget to flex from the ground up, remembering to flex the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, squeeze them in, and of course, continue to hit that back pose. That, I do believe, is something that Sam can work on. And so Sam, of course, acknowledging the crowd, thanking the audience. As he did his individual routine, he posed for perhaps 30 seconds and then simply waved to the crowd, acknowledged everyone, his legion of fans. Everyone was excited to see Sam, and he did not disappoint. Now, did he in fact shock the world? I don't think he shocked the world. I think he brought exactly what people were expecting, what people were hoping for. Now, should anyone be disappointed that he did not make the first call out, that he will not make the top 5? I think it was a stretch to think that Sam could go in his very first pro competition at the Arnold Classic and crack the top 5. Guys, if you can crack the top 5 at the Arnolds, you could win almost any regular show in the world. You most certainly would be competitive in the top 15 at the Olympia. And so to be top 8 at the Arnolds, that is a feat not to forget. Be sure to click the link and subscribe. We'll be recording videos on the evening finals. And remember, if you're interested in getting sponsored by HTLT Supplements, we're taking the company through the moon. We want more athletes than ever before to be sponsored, and so please click the link and apply. If you're interested in Turk Builder Max, Geo2 Max, all the various supplements, of course, there's a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card. And so if you haven't tried it yet, and those of you who have, I want to thank you for continuing to purchase and rebuy. It's amazing to see people who are so happy with the supplements. Once they try it, They are customers for life. They keep on rebuying. And so, of course, code Greg for 15% off. And of course, don't forget, you can use code unemployed for 20% off. It's a Friday. The expo is full. You can hardly move. It takes 10 minutes to get out of there just to walk through everyone. Everyone is unemployed. And so I'm certain you're unemployed. You're watching the video. And hey, better luck next year. I'm certain you'll get a job. Just mention that you're a Coach Greg fan in the interview, and for certain you're getting a job next week. If you cannot get a job, you got to get on the Turk. Guys, do you not know that Turk is the cure? It's going to have you more muscles, more stature. It's going to have you more aura. You'll have the aura of Sam Sulick. And so please get to the Turk, get to the website, and be sure to also consider Algo RX. Want everyone to be healthy, want you getting your blood work. Some of you are needing HRT, some of you are needing peptides, some of you need some perhaps GLPs to help lower your body fat percentage and so on. And so if you haven't checked out Algorex, remember their prices are significantly lower than perhaps their main competition like Merrick Health. Once you see the prices and you understand that these are doctors that are prescribing you these medications, peptides, and so on, and it's pharmaceutical everything. And so it's not some scam SARMs website. This is all prescription above board by doctors. And be sure to check out the channel. Be posting harder than last time. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 videos. And until next time, I am out.